stop using them.
You remember the first time or when you began to realize the difference in qualities of cannabis, that it's not just, oh, I smoke this, I get high, where it's like I smoke this tastes different than this tastes better than that.
Oh yeah, yep, Jorge's spot. And
so Jorge's place.
So Jorge's place in Sonoma County was the first time I saw a turkey bag of OG Kush, and I was like, whoa. This is something I've been looking for. That flavor, that smell, I was like, I want it all. And ever since that day, I mean, for 15 years straight, I smoked nothing but OG Kush. And don't get me wrong, I'm in a blessed position. I've worked hard to get to where I'm at, but for, 10 plus years, I had the ability to only smoke the one strain that plugged into my receptor sites perfectly, that made me function, that made my pain go away in my lower back from sciatic nerve issues, but still allowed my brain to function and tasted so good. And since then, I've tried so many different flavors, and oftentimes I'll go right back to that OG Kush, that original.
Do you have any idea where that came out of? Where that came from?
There's a lot of stories. I still think there's some Oaxacan influence, some landrace Mexico influence in there, but there's still a lot of theories. Some people say Hindu Kush regions due to the Kush name. I don't think so at all.
I tend to think that the Kush was just a name thrown onto the end, not originating from the Hindu Kush
mountains. And you talk to Josh D and some of my friends that I look up to as, the guys that really brought that strain to market. None of these guys will say they created it, but, if you watch the Josh D story or Bubba, these are guys that went to college in Florida and brought that cut out from the Florida Triangle to LA, where they were also, doing their thing in the San Fernando Valley. And that's where I think a lot of the hype starts, is in LA.
Yeah.
And so that's where that started spreading. But then you have to give it up to people like, Oregon Kid, who got, I think that same cut out in Oregon, dubbed it the Ghost OG, because at that time he was Ghost on all the forums. I was a big forum kid, and those original cuts got spread, basically, is what I'm saying. People like Rare Dankness, people like Archive Seed Bank got some of those original cuts and have continued to bred with them. So big up some of those original breeders that got a hold of those, some of those ones that I just mentioned.
No doubt.
Bubba. My buddy Matt, aka Bubba,
sure.
Josh D, Scott from Rare Dankness.
Is that the Bubba of Bubba Kush?
Yeah. Those are some good old school friends that have treated me well for a long time, and I've been blessed to smoke some of those original strains for all these years. I brought some rosin pens. Some pretty cool things here.
Rosin pen, what does that mean?
This is pure rosin in this cartridge. Big up my brethren Ooze. Ooze Rosin made this fraction for me. And the cool thing with mechanical separation and solventless is we've gotten kind of the ability to create things that the butane or hydrocarbon world is creating, but without any chemical solvents, i.e., using different temperatures and pressures to create a consistency that alone works in a cartridge. This is pure rosin, nothing added,
okay,
no terpenes added.
I'm sold, man. I got to give this thing a try.
We're at the lowest setting right now, which I like.
Why do you like the lowest setting? Why is that important to you?
I want the flavor. I want the experience.
And the low temperature retains the terp profile.
Yeah. You can just hold it just like sipping out of a drink.
I think I got a big one.
That work? That work?
Super tasty.
And there's no terpenes added.
So it was so smooth going in, and that's why I think I got caught a little off guard.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't even notice.
Kept going, and by the time I realized it, it was like too late.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, man. This has been a killer time. Thank you for sharing your beautiful extracts, this killer piece you brought in, all this great weed, killer demos. Good time.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me,
cool.
man. I really appreciate it.
Cool. All right. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you'll join us again on High Rollers. And yeah, I think Nick and I are going to just finish off what we got to smoke. We'll see you guys next time.